to me and his channel.
What's up, your boy LOE Visuals? I'm back with another video. How y'all day going? Y'all vibing, y'all chilling, y'all enjoying y'all day. Y'all productive that we back at it. Before I start, y'all smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. On the road to 10K subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on. Find me on any other platform. My link tree is in my bio. Follow my X at Visuals LOE. Follow my TikTok at LOE.Visuals. Follow my Facebook at LOE Visuals. So let's talk about it. So, Ryan Garcia says that Shakur Stevenson is overhyped and you know, he doesn't really think he's that good. And he's also said that he would love to fight Teofimo Lopez next. So, you know, I'm pretty sure he's trying to grab that Teo fight from under Shakur Stevenson's nose. I'm pretty sure Shakur's not going to be happy about that. But, you know, let's talk about what Ryan Garcia, was talking about as far as Shakur Stevenson being overhyped. I don't think it's overhyped from Shakur Stevenson. I just think this more of hate from Ryan Garcia, if anything. You know, this is hate. If we talk about accomplishments, Shakur is more accomplished. We talk about, respectfully, if we just talk about more skill, Shakur is more skill. This is just, Ryan trying to undermine somebody else, make himself look good, but we've never seen a guy, and Shakur gets this a lot. A lot of guys try to, oh, he's not that good, he's overhyped. But guys don't just jump in the ring with him. So that's the confusing factor. Like, how you going to talk about a guy, he's this, he's that, he's not that good, but you won't fight him? And I try to get, some of my friends and stuff, when they try to so-called talk boxing, I just ignore them because, if Shakur's not that good, guys like Tank Davis and Ryan and Esau Cruz, I've heard a lot of Teo, a lot of guys say he's not that good, but they don't jump at the opportunity to fight him. So that's what rubs me the wrong way, If he wasn't, why don't you go fight him? But it is what it is. I think this is more of jealousy from Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is big as far as social media, but if he were to retire today, you lost the Rolly, you got stopped by Tank, your biggest win has an asterisk over it because you missed weight and you failed 3 drug tests. That's atrocious right there. You failed 3 drug tests, boom. You lose to Rolly. If you were to retire today, nobody would remember Ryan Garcia respectfully. You would just dwindle off. You've never really done anything as far as significant. When you did do something significant, it was something because of drugs, or it was because of drugs. So I can't really just say, Ryan Garcia is a talker, if anything. He's a talker, and we let him get a pass because, I still don't give him a pass because of some of the things he said. Then you try to pull off with the mental illness nonsense. I don't forget, some of those racist remarks he made. I still haven't forgot about them. But, people gave him a pass. They gave him a pass after he got beat up by Rolly, crying in the trunk, crying in the truck, nobody said anything. And I'm trying to see where the hate from Shakur hasn't really, if anything, people get on Shakur because he kind of takes up for Ryan, which I don't like. A lot of people don't like that. And this is why you shouldn't take up for guys right here. Soon and now you get Ryan, oh yeah, Shakur isn't that good, he's overhyped. And that's why right there. That's why you should never, these guys, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, that's why you gotta stay away from some certain guys. But, if I'm pretty sure Shakur, if we just talking about who's the better fighter between the two, we know what Shakur. And I think Ryan is strictly just doing this because he's trying to steal that Teofimo Lopez fight from Shakur Stevenson. He's trying to steal that Teo. And I want to see what Teo does at that point because, Teo isn't going to, he is at 40. If he wants to fight Ryan, it will probably be at 47. You know, his best chance, you know, he would be getting Shakur, you know, fresh at 140. He hadn't, you know, Shakur hadn't accumulated, haven't got adjusted to 140 or acclimated to the weight. So, you know, right there, I think he's probably gonna lean towards taking Shakur. You know, especially being that the Saudis kind of already started the negotiation and the backlash Tio would take for putting out of the fight. I would definitely grill him and definitely make fun of him for sure, because that would be such a sucker move. But especially being that Ryan coming off a loss, like you basically just bending over for Ryan at that point, for Tio. But yeah, this is just hate. You know, Ryan was on Cigar Talk when he was doing this interview. You know, he was just, you know, we give him a pass, but in all honesty, I mean, what has he done? Got stopped by Tank. You beat Devin on drugs. Got the win taken away, so you didn't really beat Devin. You lost to Rolly. And you didn't even take the Rolly rematch. You didn't take the Rolly rematch. Like, what's up? We just gonna forget about that? You don't want to fight Rolly anymore? You know, that looks kind of, look real shaky on your behalf. But I hopefully he doesn't get the T.O. fight, because I really want to see Shakur, and T.O. fight, especially being that, Shakur's been pushing for it for so much. And, T.O. had, the little social media, thing where he's talking about, I'm going to fight Shakur next. So I want to really see that fight, especially being that, Ryan's coming off a loss. I think he should probably take a tune-up or something and do something else. I feel like he's just trying to get a big fight and secure a big fight, and T.O. is the next best thing, next best option for him. But the only thing is T.O.'s holding the leverage. I mean, T.O. doesn't really want to go to 47 right now, especially being that he's a lineal champion at junior welterweight. So, I think, he probably thinks he has a real good chance at beating Shakur at 140, but realistically, we know T.O. doesn't really do well against guys that can really box and move and actually, slick. T.O. is a guy that, uses his athleticism, and if he's not more athletic than a guy, he usually struggles. And pretty sure, if Shakur's locked in, he should beat them, because T.O. doesn't have a super punch. He's not, short arms. He's not the biggest junior welterweight. So it's lining up for Shakur to actually have a good chance in that fight and possibly beat T.O. pretty easy. Only thing T.O. has is he's catching Shakur at his first fight at 140. So who knows if Shakur can handle the size, but, T.O.'s a guy that comes from 35, so he's not really a true, junior welterweight, but he's been out that weight for a little second. So that's the advantage he has. So, I want to see that. But, this is just Ryan Garcia hating. He's trying to throw his name in the hat and see if he can possibly, get T.O. to bite and pull out of that Shakur Stevenson fight, which I don't want to see, not right now. Especially, I want to see Ryan get a tune-up fight, and then we'll see what he can do. But if anything, you should be rematching, Rolly. That should be what you should be doing. But it looks like he doesn't want to take another loss to Rolly, because in that fight he did look kind of soft. He got knocked down. The juice wasn't in his system. The aggression wasn't there. So, he pretty much got timid and didn't want to fight for the rest of the fight. But you want to hate on Shakur Stevenson, which we got to stop giving these guys passes. But, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure y'all smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. On the road to 10K subscribers, hit the subscribe button. Turn post notifications on. Find me on any other platform. My link tree is in my bio. Follow my X at VisualsLOE. Follow my TikTok at LOE.visuals. Follow my Facebook at LOE Visuals. I love you guys so much. I'm out.